today's objective is to dig, well, or drag out the Bolens Ride-a-Matic. On the plus side, at least it rolls. I mean, barring the fact that it has a trash can lid apparently affixed to its front roof, one front wheel. Well, that still spins. That's good. Well, that's locked into something. That handle's seized up. Hopefully none of this is poison ivy. It's stuck. Well, that still works even though it's irrelevant. Transmission still seems to do something. Starter still spins. The wheels still turn. Well, at least we're one step away from nothing. This whole assembly, which is the Veridrive, what did they call it? Versamatic drive. This whole assembly seems to be locked up. So that's going to take some working. Well, those two tires are either still full of air or they're just rock hard, one or the other. Front tires shouldn't take too much work. Rear tires, on the other hand, need a bit of love. He had a nice automatic release of the towing system. And this tractor was rebuilt by myself sometime in the 80s. Did I just say 80s? 90s. Late 90s probably, when I was in 4-H. But, oh, that's jammed too. Crap. Well, the handle still moves with the button stuck. That's stuck too. I had added electric start. The fuel tank had a hole in it, so I took it to a local tractor shop. A guy that worked there said he'd take it home, seal it up. That was the last I ever saw of it. And apparently the people that ran the tractor shop could no longer get a hold of the guy. So that was in the time before eBay. So, yeah. In the time since, it sat under a tarp at my parents' house, getting 90% of the way of the condition that it's in currently, minus the vegetation. And at that point, it had the engine and all that still on it. I had converted it to an automotive style ignition, which ended up frying the points when the ignition switch stuck. So that was, and at that point too, I did not have the correct voltage regulator for it, so I did not have a charging circuit. So I would have to charge the battery, run it, and put it on a trickle charge basically every time I stopped it. So that wasn't quite what I was hoping for. It does currently have the correct regulator on it. Can we see it under there? There we go. Has never been hooked up. So whether it works or not is anybody's guess. Currently, I would say no, because it's been, well, crustifying under moisture for the past 15 or so years. Engine is not seized up. It's a cast iron Kohler 7 horsepower. That is currently in my basement. The hood and everything is still somewhere under all that. I do have the mower deck and a plow for it. Front plow, snow plow, blade, whatever you want to call it. Not sure what happened to the seat bolt. The battery goes there normally. Cabling for the battery was out of scavenged speaker cable. There's the grill. I did repaint this, I think I said, and I hope when if I actually get to repaint it this time, I will repaint it correct, which would be white and a kind of sort of gold color. I've already sourced decals for the hood with the Bolens Ride-a-Matic and the Versamatic gear drive on it. I believe it did have the option for a 3-point somewhat style hitch, which we have our 2 points in the bottom, and this would be connected to a lift arm. This is connected to a trailing bar that attaches to the lift handle. Anyway, let's grab our replacement tires and see if they'll fit. The front tires are actually a sort of, they're a higher profile tire than what would have originally been on it. These were actually the rear wheels off a small garden tractor, lawn tractor, I should say. Okay, so that is our new rear tire. That is actually a 12x6, I believe Duramax. This is made basically as like a farm tractor tire. It is a 6-ply, it came with tubes. It's a bit taller than the original tire, as you can see. And, well, we'll see how we can fit those to that when we get those originals off. But these are also, I believe, it's a 612, not a 12x6. And if you notice one odd thing about these, no 2 bolts are not stripped. It is a 5-lug pattern, but only 3 of the lugs actually do anything. Curiosity will be if we can get those bolts out of there. They are bolts into the hub, not lugs. So, as you can see, I kind of just wire brushed the original finish on the wheels and painted them. Not the greatest. Anyway, we're going to call this quits now, and we'll be back at some other point in time, hopefully. Thanks for watching.